see you hitting him when you walk. I want you to do like this. You're gonna do boom, 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 boom. You keep for boom, 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 boom. How long you can do that? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Jake Paul, I think when he weighed in for Mike Tyson, was 227 pounds. That is, if I'm not mistaken, a 92-pound weight difference. Almost a 100-pound weight difference. It's insane. That is called one thing. That's called being a bull.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis and the legendary Mike Tyson recently joined forces for a ruthless and high-intensity training session, as Tank gears up for his explosive clash with Jake Paul. The gym was electric, a mix of sweat, energy, and pure aggression. Tyson, who revolutionized the art of destructive boxing, passed down his trademark ferocity to Davis. He personally drilled Tank on generating maximum power through body torque, perfecting his head movement, and sharpening those fight-ending uppercuts that once defined Iron Mike himself. Witnesses at the gym couldn't believe what they were seeing. Tank's punches looked crisper, his timing deadlier, and his focus laser-sharp. The way he mirrored Tyson's aggression and explosiveness was uncanny. Those close to the camp say this new version of Gervonta Davis is terrifying, faster, meaner, and more dangerous than ever before. Under Tyson's mentorship, Tank doesn't just look ready, he looks like a man on a mission to destroy.
Are there any considerations when you're moving your head, like you're trying to get your head out of the center line?
No, well, you want to get out the center, but the objective for him to throw the punch before you can counter. Like if he throws the punch here, you count here, you go to here, and you're still outside.
Yeah. Absolutely, that makes sense. So you want them to miss, and when they miss, that's your opportunity.
Absolutely. Sometimes you can punch while he's punching, you can throw boom at the same time. As he punches, boom, and you go down.
Absolutely.
It's all about moving after you punch. As soon as you punch, you're going. Whatever it is, boom, side, whatever it is, you have to go.
I love that foot movement. Is that something that Casamano taught you?
Yeah, twisting.
Twisting is what it's called.
The highly anticipated showdown between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis is officially set for November 14th at the Casa Center in Miami, Florida. The event was originally planned for Atlanta, but after the Georgia Athletic and Entertainment Commission raised concerns about the massive weight gap between the two fighters, the venue was moved. The controversy only added to the hype. Two men from completely different boxing worlds, meeting under one roof in a fight that promises pure chaos.
Oh my days. Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. Is this real? This can't be real. Because he was talking about fighting Joshua, which is heavyweight. And now he's saying about fighting Tank. Nah, this can't be. It's Netflix as well. I need to go and do some checks and see if like the main pages have posted this. But Jake Paul's posted it. It says Friday, November 14th. It's in Atlanta, State Farm Arena. This is random, no?
Having personally shared the ring with Jake Paul, Mike Tyson has warned that this matchup shouldn't be taken lightly. Tyson knows the intensity and unpredictability of fighting Paul, a man who brings youth, raw power, and relentless drive. Yet, Tyson also understands what kind of danger Gervonta Davis presents. He emphasized that while Jake may have size, reach, and youth on his side, Tank's blinding speed, perfect timing, and devastating one-punch knockout power make him a genuine threat, regardless of the size difference. Tyson's words carried weight. His warning made it clear, Jake Paul might be underestimating the storm that's coming his way.
I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know, he's the top dog, there's no doubt about it. He showed that. But Barrios is a pretty good fighter. Last time I saw him fight, he was pretty durable.
Despite his respect for Davis, Tyson openly admitted that Jake Paul's punches carry shocking force. After their sparring session, Tyson confessed his whole body was sore, a statement that stunned the boxing world. Coming from the baddest man on the planet, that was no small compliment. Tyson's admission proved that Paul's power is real, not hype. It's a testament to Paul's evolution as a boxer, years of consistent training, conditioning, and learning the fundamentals. He's no longer just a YouTuber chasing headlines. He's become a legitimate athlete capable of dishing out genuine, fight-altering damage.
Oh no, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little. Listen, know what I remember? Coming back from the first round. Then the next day I remember Jake is doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh yeah, a little bow at the end, he bowed.
That's the last thing I remember. You know, but the day after the fight, the day after, I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that? You know, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
What did you think of Jake's power, man, when you were in there?
I don't remember it, but my body was really sore. Yeah, my body, my chest, my stomach.
Fans and analysts have long drawn parallels between Gervonta Davis and Mike Tyson, two short, compact knockout machines with terrifying aggression and larger-than-life personas. Both men command the ring with intimidation and violent precision. However, critics are quick to remind that Davis is fighting in a different time, a lighter division, and a more technical boxing landscape. Tyson's name remains carved into the heavyweight mythology of the sport, while Davis's story is still being written.
I have to ask you, would you ever remake your famous video game? Bring it to the next generation consoles, my friend?
Hey, I'm just happy to be alive.
What about, what do you think about people comparing Tank Davis to you? What do you think about that?
Tank's a great fighter.
You think he's a great fighter? But what do you think about them comparing it to you? You're a legend, my friend.
Well, he'll be one too if he keeps fighting.
Oh, okay. All right, well, thank you. Okay, bye.
Interestingly, Davis himself doesn't fully embrace the Tyson comparison. He's respectful but confident in his individuality. In past interviews, Tank clarified that while Tyson was a destroyer who relied on brute force and intimidation, he sees himself more as a boxer-puncher, someone who mixes precision, IQ, and explosiveness. "I'm not just trying to knock guys out," Davis once said, "I'm trying to break them down piece by piece."
Do you feel like you're the mini Mike Tyson?
Nah.
What do you call your style?
I don't know. I think I'm a boxer puncher.
What was Mike Tyson?
He was a brawler.
Brawl means more than one person.
A brawler, like somebody that's like.
So he knocked people out real quick. You knock people out real quick.
Yeah, but I can knock you out like.
So you saying that you can knock him out faster than Mike Tyson, probably, if it was a challenge?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like. Mike Tyson got power and skills. I feel as though like I have like the whole pack. I don't know, I'm just...
When Tyson was asked about being compared to Davis, his reply was raw and brutally honest. "Maybe just getting in trouble with the law," Tyson joked, hinting at both fighters' controversial pasts. Other than that, no. The comment carried Tyson's signature humor, but also a dose of truth. He doesn't see Davis as a carbon copy, and he doesn't want to. Tyson's journey was unique, chaotic, and unmatched, and while Davis might share a similar ferocity, their stories diverge sharply.
Tank Davis, a lot of people say he reminds you of them. Does he remind you of yourself?
I don't know. Maybe just getting in trouble with the law. Other than that, no.
Davis, too, hasn't always viewed Tyson through a lens of worship. After Tyson's exhibition loss to Jake Paul, Tank didn't hold back. He questioned why Tyson would even return to the ring at his age, implying that the fight might have damaged his legacy more than enhanced it. "Some fights aren't worth the money," Davis remarked. Ironically, months later, Davis now faces that same wave of criticism, accepting a fight with Jake Paul that many believe prioritizes spectacle over sport. The parallels are hard to ignore.
It's fair to call them boxers now. We talk about Logan brothers.
I think it's okay to call Jake Paul a boxer. The only reason why I say that is because he do be in the gym. He's working on stuff. The fight that he fought Mike Tyson, I don't think he should have fought Mike Tyson because of who Mike Tyson is and the age. And he said that he didn't try to knock him out. Yes, you did. You just couldn't get the knockout. And he tried to knock him out for sure.
How much money you think they paid Tank?
Tank gonna make upwards around 100 million. Real talk, so you can't really blame him for taking.
Critics argue that the Davis vs. Paul matchup feels more like entertainment than a pure boxing contest. Many fans believe Tank sidestepped a more meaningful rematch with Lamont Roach in favor of a bigger payday. At a heated press conference, Davis dismissed the backlash. "I don't care what people think," he snapped. "I'm here to fight. Enjoy this show." His words only fueled the debate. Is this about legacy, or just the lights and money?
Look at this face of Henry. What are your thoughts?
You're hearing that shit from me. That's cringe. In some weird way, I kind of like it.
About it?
He's trying to big man the smaller guy, who the smaller guy to me is dangerous. I think Tank Davis is going to put their hands on him, but I like it, bro. I will say something about Jake Paul. He's brought a lot of attention to boxing. Tank Davis guaranteed $40 million.
If you were in that position, would you fight Jake Paul?
Oh, hell yeah. You got to give Jake Paul his flowers. Mike Tyson, Anderson Silva, Nate Diaz.
Jake Paul is a disruptor, and he's done a phenomenal job. You get big and famous enough to where they will just hand you the title shot and completely throw out the ranking system.
If Jake Paul was to do that, I think that'd be the greatest sports accomplishment in history. Going from a Disney Channel kid to a YouTuber to becoming a world champion.
I don't remember the last time that I've heard Gervonta Davis say, I'm in boxing to be the greatest fighter of all time. I've heard him say that he's better than certain guys in his weight class, or this kid can't beat me. I've heard that. I can't remember, and maybe y'all can keep me honest, online. The last time I've heard Gervonta Davis talk about his legacy in the ring. Like I'm building my legacy, I'm trying to outdo Floyd in legacy. Like, I think it started like that for him. But the influence of Floyd Mayweather, Money Man, not Pretty Boy, but the Money Man, and building your brand and selling tickets and selling pay-per-views and becoming a household name, that's also a legacy. You got the legacy in the ring, and you got the legacy in terms of how you sold. I believe Gervonta Davis is more focused on selling tickets and making money and securing his future for himself and his family. He said it out of his own mouth. I ain't got nothing else to prove. If you're trying to be one of the greatest fighters of all time, it's still a whole lot to prove. My point is, Roy, I don't think, should everybody hold this man to the standard that they hold him to and say, you not fighting nobody, yeah, you making money, but you ain't really fought nobody. If he don't even care about that, that's not even something that he's really focused on. If his main focus is the money, and his main focus is getting out of boxing without getting hurt and retiring on his own terms, shouldn't his fan base and other people get on board with that if that's not even his goal? How can we hold him to something like that if he don't even...
Former UFC fighter Mike Perry, known for his no-filter commentary, delivered one of the harshest takes yet. Perry argued that Gervonta Davis isn't the same ruthless knockout artist he once was. He's lost that hunger, Perry claimed. He pointed out that when a fighter's love for the game fades, size and motivation start to matter even more. Perry warned that Jake Paul, who could weigh nearly 180 pounds on fight night, might simply be too big and too strong. That kind of weight difference changes everything, he said. Punches hit harder. Damage adds up faster. And stamina? It drains quicker.
Your buddy Jake just signed on to fight Tank Davis. What do you think of that fight? He's got like 100 pounds on him.
Yeah, you know, and they say that there's a large weight discrepancy, like me and Jeremy are the same size. So, you know, it's his lower half is really small. My legs are gonna work the best that night. I have really strong legs. I'll squat twice the size that he can, and so my strong legs are gonna do work. Jake is big. Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, I mean, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and, you know, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult echoed those doubts. He bluntly stated that Jake Paul would land heavy shots on Davis because of his overwhelming physical advantages, height, reach, and strength. While Showbiz acknowledged Tank's elite skills, he argued that Paul's sheer durability and power could allow him to walk through Davis's punches. His assessment added to the growing chorus of skepticism surrounding Tank's chances in what some call an unfair fight.
How does Tank Davis beat Jake Paul? I mean, you have Shakur Stevenson saying Jake Paul doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell, and that Gervonta Tank Davis would just outbox him and beat him on points.
I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
And I get that, but when I think of Tank Davis, I think of a guy who kind of counters you to knock you out. I think of a guy who's not really a busy fighter. And this isn't just a size thing, because hell, if it was Jake Paul versus the prime Manny Pacquiao, I would say Manny Pacquiao because of Manny Pacquiao's style, how busy he is, how he hops in and out, I think he would collect the points. While Tank Davis, I think he punches the least amount of all fighters in the world right now. So do I think he can one-punch KO Jake Paul? Well, the thing is about Gervonta has really shown a huge amount of concern fighting anything north of 135. Check this out.
He hit me in the back of my head. That stung a little bit, but other than that, it wasn't really. That's why I was nervous. Like, he's 140, so I wasn't trying to get caught too.
Others have pointed out that Jake Paul's recent win over 58-year-old Mike Tyson was less of a milestone and more of a spectacle. Critics argue that Paul keeps targeting big names rather than real, prime fighters. Veteran commentators like Carl Frock have dismissed his achievements as celebrity boxing, claiming his fights are built on hype rather than genuine skill. The victory over Tyson, they say, proved entertainment sells, but it didn't prove Jake belongs among elite boxers.
Jake Paul, you've lost your mind if you think you can go toe-to-toe with Anthony Joshua. Listen, let's not get confused, guys. Let's not get confused. Yes, cool. Anthony took a big L with Daniel Dubois. But Daniel Dubois is not no joke, bro. It's not a joke. You know what I'm trying to say? He took a L there, but Jake Paul, I got the utmost respect of what he's done, how he's managed to navigate through the boxing world. Like, bro, it's so mad. And I can see this is like a 90%. It's happening, it's positioning, it's marketing already. Like, why would you see Jake Paul go face to face with Alexander Usyk if it's not to position for a fight for Saudi? Obviously, Jake Paul's gonna fight Anthony Joshua. There's possibly gonna be a Usyk against Tyson Fury 3, because obviously the last two were so close. But you never know. It can also be a Usyk against Derek Chisora. Do you know what I mean? You never know.
Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith has been one of Paul's most outspoken critics. He's repeatedly blasted Jake for cherry-picking opponents who are retired, inactive, or inexperienced. If you want respect, Smith said, you've got to fight real boxers. He referenced Paul's lone serious test, his bout against Tommy Fury in 2023, where Jake suffered his first and only loss via split decision. That fight, Smith argued, exposed the difference between promotional boxing and true professional skill.
Are beating up on dudes who don't box. They're not boxers.
I was on Disney Channel while these guys were winning UFC championships.
Okay.
You know, I was playing with Mickey Mouse while these guys were throwing arm bars and winning UFC championships. Everyone's, analyzing my career, critiquing it, paying attention to it from day one, but you can't tell me who was Mike Tyson's first fight. You can't tell me who Muhammad Ali, who was his fourth fight. No one knows, but everyone's seen all of my fights. I tried to fight Tommy Fury. Yeah, I tried to fight Tommy Fury, and he backed out due to a rib injury. Undefeated, young prospect. He comes from the Fury family. His brother's the heavyweight champion of the world. I tried to fight him, and he got...
Smith further criticized Jake Paul's decision to fight Mike Tyson in the first place. If Jake's serious about boxing, he said, he should fight someone his age, his size, and his level. Smith believes that chasing older legends may bring money, but it won't bring respect, not from real boxing fans, and not from the sports historians.
Can't buy the hype at this particular moment in time. Now, I'll give Jake Paul credit for this. At least he's in the ring with a boxer. But 57 years old is 57 years old. And 57 years old and formally walking into a UFC fight as an audience member, as a patron with a cane, it's hard to me believe a year later that you're going to be in any condition to really, really fight. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. And if you're Jake Paul, here's what I want to say to you. It's Mike Tyson, that's fine. It's a money fight, I get you, and you want to make money. But at some point in time, if you keep telling us that you're taking boxing seriously and you want to be recognized as a big-time boxer/fighter, you're going to have to fight somebody closer to your age, who is a contender at the very least in the sport and who lives with it every single day. Could you please get in the ring with somebody pretty please with sugar on top? I'm interested.
What did you think about the fight, Jake Paul?
I hate it.
and Jake Paul's starting to piss me off. Mike Tyson is 57 years old, man. Jake Paul been training with professional boxing trainers for years. He takes the sport very seriously.
Thank you. So let me ask you, that's the question I have.
Because great kid, great businessman, by the way, amazing. And I know how he does all this, the character and the persona. We keep saying that he doesn't want to be a boxer. He's not a boxer, but then
Jake Paul is a boxer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my point.
Exactly. He's a boxer.
He can fight. I respect it. So go in there against fighters. You should be climbing the ladder towards those other fighters and taking the sport seriously to the point where you're fighting actual boxers. Now he decides to fight a fighter, a real fighter, which is Tyson. But Tyson is 30 years older. Stop this nonsense of going against dudes that either ain't boxing or is 25 years removed from the sport.
Jake Paul, however, continues to see himself as a revolutionary. In a recent interview, he said he's not just fighting opponents, he's fighting to reshape the sport itself. With Netflix stepping in as a streaming partner, Paul declared that boxing is entering a brand new era, one designed for the digital age. Boxing is bigger than ever, Jake said. And I'm the reason people who never watched a fight before are watching now. Netflix's involvement means the event will reach millions who might never have paid for a traditional pay-per-view, marking a pivotal moment in boxing's evolution into mainstream entertainment.
Huge news, by the way.
It's massive.
Like,
yeah.
I know we're taking it very nonchalantly. This is going to be your next super fight. And this is
on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. Insane.
So it's another Netflix fight.
November 14th, Netflix. Hey, it's fun. It's funny. Like, actually, you kind of like pioneered this a little bit. The pay-per-view model for combat is dying, it seems, especially now with the Paramount's acquisition of UFC. It seems like free fights may be the way of the future.
Piracy is such a big problem. That's what it is.
And I thought you did that with one of your fights, where you were going against the piracy. What fight was that? Where I don't know, maybe.
No, I mean so there's there was like the TV era of boxing, then there was the pay-per-view era of boxing.
So the question now hangs over the entire boxing world: can Gervonta "Tank" Davis overcome Jake Paul's size, strength, and newfound power? Or will Jake Paul's blend of athleticism, marketing genius, and platform power prove that he's truly changed boxing forever? Drop your thoughts below, because whatever happens on November 14th, it's bound to be one of the most talked about fights of the year.